Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today we're breaking down the Chain Titans. This episode focuses on Nino and his family, gives us some unexpected miraculous swaps, and delivers one of the most emotional stories of Season 6 so far. Let's get into it. The episode starts by showing us a side of Nino's life that we rarely get to see. His parents have been arguing for years over a wedding gift they received long ago. What seems like a small disagreement has grown into something much bigger, creating constant tension in their household. Nino tries to stay positive, but it's clear that the situation has been affecting him for a long time. Watching his parents fight has left him with a very specific idea about relationships. He believes that couples should always agree with each other and avoid conflict whenever possible. At the same time, Nino and Alya are spending time with Marinette and Adrian. During their conversation, Nino suggests that Marinette and Adrian should experience the same teamwork that he and Alya share as heroes. That's when something surprising happens. Alya temporarily gives Marinette the fox Miraculous, while Nino gives Adrian the turtle Miraculous. For a short time, Marinette becomes Renardette and Adrian becomes Trionyx. It's a fun moment because we get to see both characters using powers they're not normally associated with. Marinette adapts quickly to the fox Miraculous, while Adrian gets a chance to use defensive abilities instead of relying on Cat Noir's destructive powers. Unfortunately, the training session doesn't last very long. Back at Nino's house, the argument between his parents reaches a breaking point. Chrysalis senses their frustration and immediately takes advantage of it. An Akuma reaches them, transforming them into the Chain Titans. The villains are giant beings connected by massive chains, with the wedding gift at the center of their bond. Even though they desperately want to move away from each other, the chains force them to remain connected. The symbolism here is pretty obvious. The chains represent a relationship that has become unhealthy, but still refuses to let go. The Chain Titans begin causing destruction across Paris as they struggle against one another. Their constant fighting creates chaos everywhere they go. Meanwhile, Marinette and Adrian realize they have a major problem. They're still using the fox and turtle Miraculous. If they're Renardette and Trionyx, then who is going to be Ladybug and Cat Noir? The two quickly return the Miraculous and transform back into their original hero identities before anyone can figure out their secret. Once Ladybug and Cat Noir arrive, they immediately try to stop the Titans. At first, it seems like destroying the wedding gift should solve everything, but every attempt fails. The object keeps returning because the real problem isn't the gift itself. The true issue is the emotional conflict between Nino's parents. As the battle continues, Ladybug realizes that defeating the villains will require more than just fighting. The Titans need to confront the feelings they've been avoiding for years. Eventually, Nino's parents finally express everything they've been holding back. Instead of continuing their endless arguments, they honestly discuss their problems and accept that their relationship is no longer working. The moment they stop fighting and finally understand each other, the chains disappear. Without the emotional burden connecting them, the Akuma's power breaks and the Chain Titans return to normal. But the episode isn't really about the battle. The real focus is Nino. Throughout the story, Nino learns that relationships aren't about agreeing on everything. He's spent years hiding his own opinions because he thought disagreements would automatically lead to conflict. Near the end of the episode, he finally admits that he doesn't always share Alya's preferences, and that he's been pretending to like certain things just to avoid arguments. Alya reassures him that healthy relationships are built on honesty, not on pretending to be exactly the same person. This lesson perfectly mirrors what happened with Nino's parents. One of the biggest surprises comes at the end of the episode. Rather than magically fixing their marriage, Nino's parents decide to separate peacefully. It's a surprisingly mature conclusion for the series. Instead of forcing a happy ending, the episode acknowledges that sometimes the healthiest choice is for people to move on. While Nino is understandably emotional about the situation, he also feels relieved that the constant fighting is finally over. The episode ends with Ladybug and Cat Noir discussing the idea of replacement heroes. Ladybug asks whether Cat Noir would ever choose someone to take his place if necessary. Cat Noir immediately rejects the idea. At first, the conversation seems small, but it could easily be setting up an important storyline later in the season. So what is the main message of the Chain Titans? This episode focuses on communication. Nino learns that disagreement doesn't automatically destroy relationships. His parents learn that avoiding honest conversations only makes problems worse. And the heroes discover that some battles can't be solved through superpowers alone. Overall, The Chain Titans is one of the strongest character-focused episodes of Season 6. It gives Nino meaningful development, explores themes we don't usually see in Miraculous, and reminds us that sometimes emotional conflicts can be more difficult to defeat than any supervillain. For longtime fans, this episode stands out because it tackles family struggles in a surprisingly realistic way, while still delivering the action and superhero moments that make Miraculous so enjoyable.